go because we ain't letting go of Devontae Adams. Like, it's certain people, bro, you can't do that shit with. T.O. was only like that.
T.O. nice. You're not wrong.
T.O. was only like that because T.O. had multiple stops where they were like, okay, he's like this. So they gave him an out. But
because he was the same for different teams?
Yeah.
Because he produced for different teams?
No, he produced, but what I'm saying is like that, oh, he's a toxic player. Oh, he's not a team player. Like, that was throughout multiple stops where people were like, okay, like, we're not going to have it anymore. I mean, same with AB. AB was the same way. Once it got to where it was multiple spots where it happened, they were like, oh, okay, because the minute he was available after the Steelers and the Raiders, teams
let go after he needed 4 days with the Patriots. What did he do? I thought that
not the Patriots, the Raiders.
So
he needed 4 days because then he would have got that guaranteed money, and he didn't.
He didn't think about that.
So
he different for that.
For real.
What up?
A different dude.
What up?
He's a different
dude. The squad is back.
Damn, you got a lot of bass in your voice.
Oh, my bad.
Howling it like that.
It's always the bass is
always back. I can't project like that.
That's the sultry voice.
No, because I told you it wasn't working.
The squad is back.
Hold on, bro. Just bear with me, right quick.
The squad is back.
Wow.
We're sitting here.
The real is back. The bill is back.
Yeah. What more can I say?
The squad is back. We're here to review this past week, this past Sunday, I don't know how far we're going back, but this past week in action across the NFL, along with giving you a preview of tonight's Monday Night Football matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Vikings of Minnesota.
Skull.
Carl Anthony Towns would say Minnesota.
Oh, they do be clapping.
Yeah, so how you guys want to get this thing started? Do you guys want to start off with the news from earlier today of?
Yes, sir. So Frank Reich. That's a good warm up.
Former head coach of the Carolina Panthers, Frank Reich, was fired on today after starting off the 2023 season with a 1-10 record. He is the second head coach in as many years to get fired in season. So
first Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. Man, I believe he was fired in season last year as well, wasn't he?
Yep. He's first coach in NFL history to be fired in back-to-back seasons before the season.
That's
you went and got Jeff Saturday.
In addition to that, quarterbacks coach Josh McCown was also let go, as well as running backs coach Deuce Staley. Those are just the names so far. I'm pretty sure that they may have
Jack Del Rio also Toodaloo.
Nobody.
But he's with the Commanders.
We talking about the Commanders?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure that that was known. Go ahead. Proceed with what you were saying.
Damn about
First of all, don't be breaking your neck at me. I just wanted to make sure the news was included. You was laying out the news like 8 news.
Look, I'm sorry, we were going to
not from today.
Watch your tongue.
Not from today. I want to hear something. But yeah, so the Panthers. After 11 games, I'm pretty sure all of us thought that the Panthers were not going to be a playoff team this year, but I didn't expect 1-10. I didn't. I knew a losing season was coming, but I didn't think 1-10.
Look, did I think they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league? Yes.
Nah.
What's one up? Like, they are the worst team in the league.
I thought it was going to be at least one up. So if it was 1-10,
this all add up
2-9, like either way, it was going to be bad.
I thought they were going to be like 4-7.
Where were their 4 wins going to come?
4-7, 3.
They don't like. Think about it.
They played Minnesota. They could have beat Minnesota.
Who do they have?
What do you mean?
On their team. Who do they have?
Were we really asking that question coming into the season? Coming into the season, we asked that question as far as what do they have at receiver. We thought that the running game was going to be better.
We hope the
O-line was trash.
They hope that the offensive line was going to be better.
Which wasn't because preseason we saw it.
But coming into the season, they thought that they did what they needed.
No, the preseason is coming into the season.
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about the practice, like draft, all that type of stuff. Because they thought they didn't think but they didn't expect Iquanu, their left tackle, their second year left tackle, to take a step back. He's taking a step back this year.
The whole offensive line.
But he was good. He was I believe he was rookie All-Pro last year. But he's taking a step. He's regressed a little bit. And it's kind of sort of carried over the rest of the line. Look,
Okay, think
Like
about it.
week
Think about it. Like,
one.
they have no running backs,
No
They
running
don't.
game.
no running game at all.
15 carries, 28 yards for Miles.
Receivers. If your best receiver is Adam Thielen,
That's the question that we were asking was to the receiver, not to the. I honestly thought Sanders and Chuba Hubbard was a nice combination for a rookie quarterback. Maybe not something that you want to use and say we're going to make it to the playoffs with, but for a rookie quarterback to have something to lean on, I thought Sanders and Hubbard was nice. Your question,
preseason wise, I'll give you that.
No. Let's break it down like this.
No.
Look, Trevor Lawrence got Travis Etienne when he came into the league. Joe Burrow had Joe Mixon. Dak had Zeke. Like dudes who we think about having.
who does CJ Stroud have?
Devin Singletary, who I guess just do
Thank
either.
you. That's
Zach Moss is
Damian
looking
Lillard.
good in Indianapolis.
kills that.
Because Zach Moss is looking good in Indianapolis
kills
too.
that.
No.
That's it.
That kills that.
Damian Pierce was a good running
Who
back.
the Anthony Richardson have?
Hold on.
Who the
Devin Singletary has rushed for multiple 100-yard games this year. What's the most that Chuba's rushed for?
Didn't Sanders was tops in the NFC
Wait,
last year in rushing yards.
God, but
Singletary's never even had 1,000
What
yards.
does that mean right now?
Singletary never even had
In
1,000
this
yards.
Wait, hold on.
offense, it's
what
been
is
nothing.
What is the argument?
The argument is that coming into the season, I felt like that was a respectable combination
Yeah, we
at
can see
running
this.
back with Sanders and Hubbard. He's looking at it like he thought it was trash.
Okay.
It could be.
Even
I didn't
though
say trash.
Sanders
I said
had-
it could be better.
Hold on, but if you can't pass, then you can't. Then and you're one dimensional, then you can't run.
No.
You ain't good enough
You
to
can
run
run
when
when
you
you
go to the box.
No. That's a different type of way.
That's a different
If you
conversation.
can't run, you can't pass.
No, but no, it's not. If you're one
That's the
dimensional,
Bills formula. That's the
hold
Bills
on.
formula.
If you're one dimensional and a team can just load the box because they don't have to worry about your outside threats, then you're not going to be able to run the ball.
But that's
And
so
you ain't able to pass the ball to get them to
But
get somebody out the
the
box.
pass has been better than the run
The
game.
Falcons were third in the league.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The pass has been better because they just been loading the box.
The
No.
The
That's 'cause they just can't run the ball.
Falcons were third in the league in rushing last year with no air attack to threaten the defense. With Marcus Mariota, they were still third in the league.
Yeah, not like that though.
What do you mean?
Like there are teams that can
But-
that even if you're
So-
low, you have a good enough team
No, no.
that you can do
But
that.
this is where
you gotta be
coaching-
good enough. You got the O line
This
that's
is
good enough,
no.
and you have the players that are good enough to do that. The Titans have that
You
to
did that
do
with
that.
Alex.
No. This is a difference. This is a difference in coaching.
Yeah.
Because coaching wise, last year when they let go of who was their head coach? Matt Rule. When they let go of Matt Rule and they got Steve Wilkes, they started being able to run the ball.
Yep.
They started being able to win games. And they almost made the playoffs last year.
Because of that run game.
Now you turn back this year, and now they can't run the ball again. So it's something with the scheme. I don't really think it's the players. It's something with the scheme because how is it that they weren't able to run the ball last year? All of a sudden, they trade McCaffrey. They let go of Matt Rule. You get Steve Wilkes that comes in. He does better.
Trade DJ Moore.
They actually run the ball better. The offense is better. They start winning games.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on Frank Wright after they didn't
You go
give
into the
Steve Wilkes
you
the
go into
job.
the offseason and you add
It's different. Now it's back to the same stuff they had with Matt Rule.
You go into the offseason and you add a 1,200-yard back in Miles Sanders, who just had his most productive season last year. You did not expect the run game to look what it looks now.
Especially
You
with
thought it
him, with
The Eagles'
Chuba Hubbard,
offensive
who
line?
did better with
Is that
Steve
not
Wilkes.
an important detail in that?
You still figured that it was going to be a respectable run game. You didn't sit here and say it's going
What
to
is
be
your definition of respectable?
Being able to run for at least 70 yards a game.
Yes,
They can't even do that.
They can't even do
They're
that.
just doing it at a 3-yard clip.
You're not respectable then. Shoot.
They had 30 something carries for
Nah,
96
y'all
yards.
do get 70 a game. It might not be from the running back, but total, y'all get 70
35
yards.
come from Josh. Right?
Y'all, they get 70 yards. They don't even got that.
Between the two backs, 19 carries, that's 73 yards. That's an average of what? Damn. Miles Sanders had 1.9 a carry. Chuba had 3.2 and a touchdown.
Can't run the ball.
I think it's first touchdown all year. Maybe second.
Bro, their
Not
running
many.
game so far this season, they have 1,000 yards rushing on 3.8 yards per carry. And what's crazy is yards per carry wise, the best person is Bryce Young because he's just running for his life. Other than that, but everybody's at 3
It's
yards
quite
a carry.
tragic.
3. That's terrible.
How much of that is on Frank Wright?
Well,
It's got to be on him because
I think
we saw last season
that's
that when Steve Wilkes came in, the running game got that much better. And now all of a sudden, it's like the physicality is gone.
Where is some of it has to be on Frank Reich, because as you mentioned, and I agree with you when you said that it was probably more of the scheme because the latter half of the season last year they were able to run the ball behind Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, and they were still able to move the rock and win some games. Now, I think, and I don't know who's going to hand this blame, but I think some of the blame also goes to Dave Tepper, the owner, as well as the GM Scott Fitterer as well.
Because
the non-existent moves that they made. Yes, I admired what they did in the offseason by saying, we know we want a rookie quarterback. We need to stop Powell as much as we can around him. I admire that. I admire their approach for the receivers. I just didn't like who they chose at receiver this offseason. You landed on Thielen and DJ Chark as your top two acquisitions at wide receiver this offseason.
Yeah.
They better than the running game. In my opinion.
Thielen
has been much more productive.
They are. But what we're saying is, none of those guys can be number one.
Correct.
No,
I got you.
Like I don't mind you adding to it. I don't mind you adding two names. You picked an agent.
I don't think they got anyone in the draft either.
How much drafted Mingo out of Ole Miss?
He was solid. He had been receiving on Sunday.
He also dropped a couple passes on Sunday as well. But you landed on an aging receiver and a receiver with like bad ankles that has a very deep injury history. That's what you land on. Like, okay.
Right. How much of the blame goes to Bryce Young?
Not
much.
That he could do to be better. Here's the thing. You have a guy in Bryce Young that at the end of the day has more touchdowns than interceptions. For a rookie quarterback, that's fine.
Who's getting the hell beat out?
That has no offensive line, running for his life, and he still has more touchdowns than interceptions. That's something you can work with. So just think if he actually had weapons to work with, but he could have the Carolina in general would be having a way better season if he just had something. The fact that he's working with barely anything,
I'm a little worried.
Did you guys see on yesterday that fourth down play that they had? They didn't make. Did you see his reaction?
Because he's just like,
"What are we doing?"
He had his head down and he was just standing on the field as players were running off the field, and it's like he knew from the start that play was not going to work. It's 4th and what, 5?
5, yeah.
And you want a wide receiver screen.
Like, it would be cool if it was like, oh, it's an all-out blitz, so you do a wide receiver screen to where essentially all the defenders are in the box and you're able to get that out.
Situational football.
But it wasn't even that.
It was regular.
Like, it's just a regular, defense, just regular base coverage, nothing too crazy, no exotic blitz going on. It's just like
the nature of that screen was set up for the receiver to have a one-on-one with somebody. They was still about to make that
on 4th and 5.
Like, you don't have that type of receiver to do that because none of those guys are make you miss guys. They're all possession guys, and make you miss.
That was a play to DJ Chark.
I think the Panthers are going to be bad again next year.
Yes,
I think ownership is trash.
They
there's just too much to fix,
and that's why I don't agree with the firing to begin with. I'm like, bro, man, were you even serious about keeping this man? Because you knew you had problems. You knew you were going to be bad. Let me get my guys. Let me figure this out.
This is definitely
that is true.
It's a panic move because it wasn't as if I understand Urban Meyer getting fired in season. Like your locker room was torn down. He killed the locker room.
He was kicking kickers.
He was not being a good coach.
He was not. I get that.
As a coach, you weren't being a good person.
You have to get that toxic nature out of your locker room. I get that fire. This one here, after 11 games, like you said, without him having a real opportunity to get his guys in, he just got – not to mention, it smelled funky from day one when they made the trade with Chicago and how most people thought they were going to get CJ, but then it was the brass that was like, I like Bryce. That disconnection was already there. Tepper wanted Bryce. Reich wanted CJ Stroud from day one. So it was all, and then you see who won out on draft night. It smelled funky from the start.
I mean, I think that the Panthers definitely have a problem with getting rid of coaches before it's time.
Yeah.
But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that
5 and 5 years, 4 and 5. It's
what I'm saying. It's never going to be good.
It is 5 and 5 years. 5 and 5 years.
It don't feel like he has the temperament to handle this.
He doesn't have the temperament
to see a process
older. Yeah.
Yeah, because
he's got commitment issues.
They actually just said today that he also owns the Charlotte FC. And he fired their manager as well. So he's one of those. He's one.
Everybody gonna get it.
Now keep in mind, this is also his first sporting ownership.
As an owner,
he's still kind of fresh to this. It's not like he's been owning the team for 15 years or so.
He's essentially one of those guys. If it's not instant success, I don't want it.
I just hope
young millennial type dudes. It's crazy.
I hope it don't take them 20 years to figure out that that's not the owner for them. It will be a very long, very painful, very sick.
For them?
I'm about to say,
who are you talking to?
He's trying
who's gonna say he can't be owner no more?
Exactly.
If this continues and it's time
especially with what he's trying to do, he's trying to
get him up out of there.
He's trying to get. He's trying. No.
How?
He can get himself up out of there with his actions.
Bro, just think about it. If Daniel Snyder was the owner for the Washington Commanders for that long, and he had that whole laundry list of things. Oh, you think David Tepper's going anywhere?
And not to mention what
you should have known that.
Not to mention what he's trying to do. He's trying to build a new stadium in Charlotte, and he's also trying to get a Super Bowl bid that comes along with that.
Yeah.
And that was in the process a few years back. So he's trying to push that.
But that ain't got nothing to do with building a team.
It has everything to do with it. It
does.
No way. As an owner, what he's trying to do, not only for his team, but for that city, he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, no.
What he's doing doesn't benefit the team itself.
It doesn't benefit the team. No,
you can say it benefits the city, maybe.
Sure,
building a winning team.
No, it does benefit the team to you get a new stadium.
A winning team.
The stadium ain't that bad.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about the roster.
The stadium's been there since they joined the league.
Think about 96. You know how many stadiums that's out there right now
that's
been around longer than 96? A lot.
You can't
they look cute.
Yeah, but Bank of America.
They gonna be happy.
Bank of America Stadium can't get a Super Bowl. He's trying to get a Super Bowl bid. He see. You don't. I mean,
you gonna get a pretty stadium so that it looks better when Bryce Young is on his ass.
Yes, he saw
running for his life.
Look at it. He saw how quickly SoFi Stadium was built. Boom, they got a Super Bowl in LA. Let me finish.
That's Los Angeles.
Let me finish. He saw how quickly Minnesota upgraded.
They had Aaron Donald
and had US Bank Stadium. They got a bid.
But what does building a new stadium have to do with helping the team?
From the ownership standpoint, he sees what's happening across the league. He sees the trend. You build a stadium, you get a Super Bowl. He's thinking larger picture. And I understand that from his perspective.
I understand that.
But I also think that is bleeding into what he's trying to do when it comes to building the Panthers, because he's an owner that wants things now. He's ready. He wants to build. So he lets that translate to building the Panthers, or his way of building the Panthers. And that means, well, one thing ain't working. I don't have time. You got to go. So it's bleeding over. So it's affecting that.
I mean, yeah. And what we're saying is that's not how you build a franchise, and that's why they're not going to be good.
That's understandable.
And then you're.
I'm breaking it down.
You're thinking of Bryce Young and his career. You're just like, bro, he's not going to make it.
Well, that's on.
Wait. We've seen the Cowboys do AT&T Stadium. No Super Bowl. They ain't do nothing with that. We've seen the Falcons.
The Super Bowl wasn't.
No, I'm talking about in terms of what their teams did after they got this new stadium. Nothing. They've done nothing.
Nobody's done anything with
the Falcons got the Super Bowl.
That's a
actually no. That was
what
before.
Is that?
Was that before Mercedes or after?
Because he's saying that it's not going to help the team because
there's no correlation.
There's no correlation because you just because you're saying
I think I already said that.
Yeah, he did say that.
I did say that.
Yes. Yeah. So I know. I'm just bringing this thing.
I did say that.
Full circle back.
He's just saying
he's saying that it helps him as being an owner, but it doesn't help the team. And he said that the way he's building this stadium, after just becoming an
Thinking-
owner.
He want a little cheddar.
He said
For the
that
bread.
it's essentially like he's bleeding
Same
into
concept.
the team that he's like, I need it now,
Move fast.
and it's not working for the franchise.
So he's a good capitalist.
Yes.
Pretty much.
We can work with that. Let's roll, Corey.
Either way, it's
All right, hey. So let's switch gears, man. We need to talk about a game.
Before we talk about a game.
We,
Hi guys, I'm Cordell.
I'm gonna say you about
We
to
didn't
take
do
over,
no
man.
intro. We just started talking. If you don't know, Cordell, thank you guys for tuning in for Monday night. We're here
This
every
man
Thursday
gonna
night.
I'm not gonna wait
Show
20
job.
minutes.
Go ahead.
Talk about
I didn't want to interrupt. Y'all were on
Nah,
the
you
flow.
know,
Yeah,
yeah,
wanna
that's
interrupt.
what the trumpet sound like.
I'm Marcus.
Bro, you 20 minutes in.
Like,
I'm
but
E-Rob.
That is your
They're
job.
still watching. They don't
Deuce.
care who we are.
I just
Who's
want to
the
make
baby?
sure people know if they don't
Oh,
know.
you
Now
yeah.
you know.
Shout him out one
What
time.
game you
Roll
wanna talk
Bobbies,
about?
roll
All right,
Bobbies.
well, hey, let's go ahead. We 20 minutes in. Let's get down to business. Eagles, Bills.
Let's
Best
down
game of the
That's the
week.
game you want to
Yeah,
talk
that
about.
was a great game.
I was ready to talk about the first place Falcons. That was right.
No. That's for later.
That's for later.
That's for
We're not
later.
closing
That's
this.
for
This is because we talking about the best team in the league. Right?
Why would you? Why
Okay.
do you want to
No,
build
we're
into the
not.
Falcons?
And
Why
then
we
you-
building into the Falcons?
So,
Let's
hey,
hop in right now.
So-
Look,
so
we got
Bills,
7
Eagles.
viewers, high viewers. Hope your
Bills,
day's been
Eagles.
blessed.
Yo,
You letting him take
What
over your
happened?
job? That's crazy, bro.
go ahead and let
You
us
been
know
10
your
toes, stand on your
perspective.
business, bro. Stop playing. This is your job. You supposed to
Bro,
conversation.
shut up. Let him
Ain't
talk.
no way. See, look,
Hey.
he came down. He talking crazy like that. This is your fault.
You're going to lose his
Yeah,
viewers.
This is your
Yeah.
fault. That's crazy.
Go ahead, man. Bills, Eagles.
You wearing all
Crazy
black
game.
for their funeral anyway, I guess.
Overtime.
Sure.
It's not a funeral.
It is a funeral.
I don't know. Are the
Anyways.
Bills dead?
Anyways,
No.
well, 37-34, overtime loss. We know the last play for the Bills. Couldn't get the connection between him and Gabe Davis. Had a few drops in this game. It was a downpour, so it was kind of understandable
No, it's
in
not.
a way.
Do he not
Team
get paid to
wasn't-
catch the football? Do
They
he
did
not,
get
is
paid
that
to
not
catch
his
the
job?
Anyways, go ahead.
Do he not
man.
play in
Well,
Buffalo
how'd you
with
feel?
inclement weather very regularly? Probably cold that Chiefs game got on.
They don't play well in Buffalo in inclement weather.
They sure don't.
Go ahead.
Look,
Oh, go ahead.
Now, let me get on.
Go ahead.
there were people who I said that I was mad at. You know, James Cook, you dropped that pass, that's a tutty. Trent Sherfield, you cut across his face, that's a tutty. Tyler Bass, fine, you got one blocked. I'll give credit to the defense on that one. Cool. The second one, you missed. Come on, what we doing?
That's your Southern boy.
Defense, I
It
know.
was sad for me, too, because he's on my fantasy.
Defense, we're sitting here
Double
27.
homicide.
You gave up over 25 points in the second half. What are we doing? What are we doing? How
What's 24?
we don't normally even give up 25 in a game. You gave it up in a half.
Y'all was a little beat up.
Even at the thing that I always appreciated about Sean McDermott is no matter how beat up we were, the defense was still always playing at a point that made the game winnable.
Okay.
But because coming out of halftime, right? Coming out of halftime, the Bills were up 10. It was like 17-7. Okay. I'm in my head. All right, another touchdown, and this game we should be good.
Oh, you.
One more. I was like, if we get to 24, we may need a field goal, but 24, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
You trust your defense.
Especially because of what they did in the first half.
I get it.
So I'm like, all right. And then in the second half, it was like, nah. There was nothing that was getting stopped. The floodgates were open. And I was just sitting there like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Man, that's how some teams feel when,
So,
losing the
Hey,
game.
man.
I was just like, all right. And then, again, it was like I'm watching all of these missed opportunities, all this meat left on the bone that you guys didn't go get. I was like, and you can't do that. You can do that against the Giants and win. You can do that against the Patriots and win. You can do that against the Jets and win. You can't do that against Super Bowl caliber type teams.
It's not gonna fly.
Mm-hmm.
So you allowed this. You allowed this to happen. You let this happen because you had everything, multiple opportunities to shut this down, and you didn't. So, and that's really the problem that I've been saying for now 2 months is execution. Now, their execution is far better than what it's been, but still execution is the reason why you lost this game.
So on execution, that play, do you put more at the end of the game to go score a touchdown, win the game? Is that more on Gabe or more on Josh?
I don't know. I don't know what the design of the play is.
No. Josh said in the post game that it was an option route. So he said that for him, he expected him to go inside. Gabe went outside.
If that's the case, I blame Gabe.
And that was just one of those things where
just get to the end zone. He was open.
In the split second that they had, they just each chose the different thing.
So then, in that case, I would have to say that Gabe was in the wrong because of how he reacted after. Like, I've seen Josh when he screws up. I've seen how he reacts when he screws up. And I saw how Gabe reacted. So I was like, so you're the one who screwed up then. If this is an option route, you chose the wrong option because of how you're reacting right now. And Josh is over here like, I can't believe. Josh's reaction is like, I can't believe you didn't go here. And his reaction is like, damn it. Why didn't so I'm sitting here like, okay, so this is on you then, Gabe.
It was one of those things.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it was one of those things where that middle, because the Eagles were blitzing. So it was man covered. It was cover zero. There was nothing but field. So I can see Josh's standpoint. Like, there's nothing but field.
Because if you go inside, just run a straight line. You have more field.
Because by you running the corner post, I have to put it only in the corner of the end zone.
You already have it.
If you just run a seam or run a post, you have all this wide open field to do it. So I see Josh's perspective. And that's why I was wondering if it was a play design. Because if it was a play design, then Davis was doing what he was supposed to do. Which was running the right route. I guess it's one of those matter. If you're more of a veteran receiver that is used to having option routes at your disposal, you probably just, in the midst of you running your route, you're saying, well, damn, I got all this open field in front of me. Why do I need to? Let me just
keep going.
Keep going this way. I have all this right here.
With a choice route, you would think that the quarterback is going to put it where it needs to go, and it's on you as a receiver to make the right choice. That's why I said you should trust your quarterback in that moment to pick the right thing, and the receiver got to be on that.
Not only to pick but you should trust your receiver at that point to see there's no safety. Like by the time Josh was cranking up the arm to pat, like he was 12 yards down the field, you should notice. Well, damn, there's no safety in the middle of the field.
Let's keep going.
I mean, do you blame it on he just didn't see it because of the rain?
No. You don't see a whole player.
He's not wearing a visor.
He
can see.
That ain't just no.
He got to see the football coming at him.
That's the case that Josh shouldn't have been able to make no passes.
If the rain is so bad that you can't see another player 5 yards, they shouldn't be playing.
I just throwing it out.
This is a nasty storm that they're in. We need to get these guys off the field.
If they are playing, the Bills not winning that football game. Give it to James Cook 30 times.
And for Bills fans, because this thing is really what's been pissing me off. Nothing pisses me off more than Bills media now at this point. Because the regular media, they're going to say what they want to say at this point. They're going to blame it all on Josh, no matter if he does good or does bad. They're going to blame Josh. So that is what that is. But
they didn't blame Josh today.
Yes, they did.
No,
First Take literally came out and said, Josh is 0-6 in overtime. And then they literally like, yeah, Josh needs to be able to elevate his team in OT and do better. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, so Josh is the reason they lost in the AFC against the Chiefs? No. He ain't do
that's
that.
How you want to imply that information,
that's on you. When they punt and it's a punt return for a touchdown, that's on Josh.
I wonder who put that show together.
No.
I wonder who put that show together.
No. But to be fair though, you do have to say that
I wonder too.
If somebody is 0-6 in overtime, at some point you have to say that he just doesn't get it done.
No, because you have to look at those games.
Okay,
it's different.
No. Okay. Hold on. So the punt return, right?
Yes.
On the Jets for a touchdown.
Yes.
Did Josh not have an opportunity to just go and score a touchdown?
Okay. So he
did score a touchdown.
Right.
And then that happened.
Okay.
But if he would have scored the touchdown, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
No, because you're sitting here, first of all, you're playing a top-ranked defense. So am I sitting here like, bro, you should have been able to score a touchdown on the Jets? It's hard to score a touchdown on the Jets to begin with, no matter what quarter you're in. So I'm like, all right, cool, defense. I'm sitting here like, okay, they're going to punt the ball. Zach Wilson can't move this ball. they're going to get the ball back and Josh going to get another turn. Nope. Special teams going to let it up, so that's dead. I just sit here and I'm like, I'd rather sit here and blame the defense, blame McDermott before I get to Josh, because Josh, first of all, is the reason you even got to overtime. Most likely. He had to do something in order to get us there. So, and then when he gets there,
and Josh is a great runner too. He be totally that thing.
But I think that's
I'm sitting here and I'm like, you're blaming Josh when the defense, Josh got a field goal. Could have been a touchdown. We just talked about it, but he got you a field goal. I don't feel like it's too much to ask to just hold them out of the end zone. Hold them to 3 points. I feel like that's an understandable thing to ask of your defense.
But at the same time, you always need a little context. Like, there are only some defenses where you can just think about them being like, all right, boom, we can do this, and that every drive. Maybe when y'all was fully healthy, I feel like
if they were fully healthy, I'd want them to not even give up points.
I'm pretty sure.
Now I'm saying just hold them to 3.
I'm pretty sure you thought after.
Damn, you got a high bar.
I'm pretty sure you were very comfortable after Gabe scored that touchdown to go up 3 that they were just going to get a stop. That was under 2 minutes. You were comfortable, like, hey, we're going to get a stop.
The Eagles have moved the ball well.
I didn't know how to feel because they were already moving the ball so much in the whole second half. I didn't know how to feel.
And done it all season.
Like I feel like.
But when we stopped, I felt pretty damn good about a 59-yard field goal in the rain.
So here's the thing. I think that's the difference between Josh Allen and somebody like Joe Burrow, Hurts, or Mahomes at this point.
So Josh Allen in the category by himself and all the other dudes.
No. Not. I think I'm not saying
just
that
for the
those
sake of your argument. I'm just saying for the sake of your argument. I was making sure I grouped everyone with the right spot. That was all.
Yeah. Like those guys and Josh. It seems like Josh hasn't been able to, at least recently, win games where it's like, bro, with minute left, like you got to find a way to win it. It just doesn't seem like it ever goes to Bills.
That is blaming Josh.
It never feels like the Bills can ever come out on top in these situations. And at some point, it's like you have to blame the quarterback because we always feel like the quarterback is the one that puts a team to win those games. Now,
I always heard defense wins championships, and my defense ain't ever playing.
But we've seen when the quarterbacks have put in the position to win these games at the last minute. We've seen Mahomes do it. We've seen Jalen Hurts do it recently. Like we've seen Joe Burrow do it. Like it gets to a point where it's like if Josh hasn't been able to do it, then we have to blame Josh.
It's one of the things where you need to apply the proper context. We keep coming back to context. We have to think about it in terms of tiers. We watch Justin Herbert and how the Chargers lose games. They're kind of in games. They don't get it done. Josh, in a way, puts his team in a position to go and succeed, tie the game up, whatever the case is, and then they lose. At what point is it like, are we blaming? We wouldn't blame it on Josh in clutch time. It would be more of, maybe that interception earlier on was garbage. Or maybe you don't turn the ball over. This and happens, right?
I'm looking at the head coach. That's who I think we should all be looking at. Like, what your whole thing is defense, bro.
That's a good point.
Where is your defense?
But we also know that y'all are riddled with injuries.
But this is the first time. We're talking 0-6, right? We're talking 0-6.
Yeah.
Right? That's not 6 in this season.
All right, look,
this is spread out through years.
I get
By the end of the day, has Josh not had the opportunity?
Hold on. I get the injuries. I get the injuries on defense. But Vaughn's out there. Leonard Floyd is out there. AJ Epinesa is out there. Russo is out there. Poyer was out there. Hyde's out there. Bernard's out there. All they're really missing are their starting corners.
And Milano.
And Milano. There's still plenty of talent on that field to get a stop.
Hold them to 3.
Not when you have a guy on the other side that when it comes to the fourth quarter, man has been unbelievable.
So there's no defense in the league. There's no defense.
It hasn't stopped him yet, other than the Jets.
There's no defense in the. I mean, that's
It's a fair.
That's you still got to stop.
Think about how many comebacks the Eagles have had this season.
I get that.
So you can't tell me that. Oh, you expect a stop? That's like saying
Yes, I do.
Hold on. That's like saying you expect a stop against Tom Brady that's going crazy in the fourth quarter, and you're just like,
I put it like this.
He wasn't going crazy.
So defense,
yes, he was.
Look at his stat line. It's not even crazy.
No. But
What do you mean?
But that's the thing, though. We're talking about he wasn't going crazy. He had 30 yards passing in the first half. He got all his yards in the second half. How is that not going crazy?
Because it was still contained.
The better way to describe it is as a Bills
if you're
fan,
going
someone
for
who playing
over
the defense in
total, if you're going for over 200 yards and a half, that's going.
If you're playing,
I'm
defense
talking about
the Bills
passing and rushing because that's the last touchdown he had.
Bro,
what's the rushing?
If you're a Bills fan, you're not scared of. I don't want to say you're not scared of any team. You're not fearful. You trust your defense. That's what they're saying. I'm saying that they expect to get it every single time,
Bro.
But with the talent they have out there, they expect to be at least in a position.
We are in a league. We are in a league where the quarterback has the ball last, and they're an elite quarterback. You're scared.
You're scared?
Like, yes.
No.
If it's Joe Burrow and he has the ball last, I'm scared.
But that's a top 5 quarterback. How many quarterbacks are you scared of?
Were the Eagles scared last Monday night?
Last Monday night? Yeah, I'd say so.
Of what?
Because it's Pat Mahomes.
With who? Pat and who?
Oh.
Pat and what army?
Who did he have last year? like we make it seem like the Chiefs didn't do the same thing to the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl.
Were the Lions scared opening night?
Nah, they didn't have Kelsey.
No Kelsey difference.
And also they didn't have Chris Jones.
Were the Jets scared in the first matchup against the Bills?
For sure.
That Jets defense ain't scared of nobody.
After the game, you mean to tell me after they put together a game where they picked off Allen 3 times?
Because at the end of the day, you know that, bro, he can turn it around. Like, elite quarterbacks can do these things. How many times have we seen it?
Were the Cowboys scared when they were on the road in LA against the Chargers up 3 and Herbert had the ball last?
Herbert's not an elite quarterback, man. So now, I mean,
So elite quarterbacks. So this is
how many
quarterbacks are elite?
Hurts, Burrow, Mahomes, and Lamar.
Were the Texans scared when Burrow?
Excuse me.
No, and Allen.
Boy, you was about to fight right now.
My bad, and Allen. But I was already saying he was elite.
Were the Texans defense scared last week when they were, or a couple of weeks ago when they were going up against Burrow in Cincy? And
it was CJ Stroud that had the ball,
but they needed to stop.
Regardless,
they dropped the ball.
Based on your argument,
Tyler Boyd dropped the ball for the touchdown.
Based on your argument,
it has nothing to do with, bro. If that ball is caught, you would not have that conversation.
If MVS
31
okay, but what we're saying is you would still be scared because you know what could happen.
Based on your wide receiver, 85% of defense or offense you face on the Bills defense, you wouldn't be scared of.
I am not scared of a team if they have to go down and score a touchdown. If you're saying it's a field goal, yes. Because I feel like just yes. They're good enough to get you down there into field goal range.
It widens the range for how people.
But if it's a touchdown, I feel like I have a good enough defense to hold you to 3.
Bro, but
to 3.
How many times? To 3. But if 3 is not what they're looking for, then it's 4. It's 4 down.
No, they can't do that. In that situation, think about
they were down 3?
They're down in overtime. You're down 3. You're telling me you're going to go if you're in field goal range, you are going to go for it on 4th down? No. Risk the game?
No.
So it's still 3 down territory.
Hold on. If I'm the Eagles and it's 4th and 1, I'm absolutely going.
I'm saying if they need a touchdown, I'm saying if
it was 4th and 1, I'm absolutely going for it. For sure. If it's like 4th and 4, 4th and 5.
I mean, for the Eagles, that makes sense because they had the tush push and you can't stop that.
The tush push,
sure, but if it's okay, but to me, it's not really 4th. To me, it's not really 4 down territory once they get into field goal range. Once they're in field goal range, it's back to the regular situationally
with this team is a little different.
So that's why in general, just hold them. hold them. Even when they got to the
But think about
20, I was like, all right, guys, the field shortens now. Should be a little more complicated. Let's do this.
But they just ran the ball.
Bro, they went 4 for 4 in the red zone.
So you can't stop them.
The defense is the problem.
Like,
Not Josh.
Not yesterday.
Not yesterday, exactly. Not yesterday.
Yeah.
It was not.
That's all I'm saying. And I just don't think it's a fair narrative to put on him when this man went out here and put 420 yards.
But they said, but don't say that they did not say that he was the best player on the field. They said that.
Yeah, it's a backhand compliment.
But at the end of the day, that in totality, when you look at his career, when you're 0-6 in overtime games, at some point you have to say
show me McDermott.
You could have won. You could have won one of those, 2 of those. He has won none of those.
Did Sean McDermott and Josh get there at the same time?
No, McDermott got there a year before him.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here again, and I'm like, if it was a situation where Josh had the ball and he threw a pick, Josh had the ball and had an ill-advised sack, Josh fumbled the ball. If it was something like that, then I'm like, okay, cool. But if Josh does his part, then I feel like you shouldn't be blaming Josh.
He didn't do his part against the Jets.
He didn't do his part against the Jets, but he's still not the reason why they lost it. They lost it because special teams gave up a punt return because Zach Wilson isn't going to go down.
Is that the only touchdown?
No.
Is that the only touchdown that they gave up on special teams this year?
Yes.
He's the reason why they lost against the Jets. Like,
how is he the reason?
4 turnovers?
No. Okay. Sorry. I'm talking about in overtime. I'm not talking about. I know the first 4 quarters was trash, but just because they stopped him, you're saying, nah, that's on you, Josh.
Perspective.
Okay,
I'm like,
no,
because you can look at it as you shouldn't have even been in overtime, or you can look at it as
that part I understand.
Hold on. Because he can say this. Because you said that could Josh at least gotten a field goal to where now the Jets
that defense.
But at some point, what do you want an elite quarterback to do? You want an elite quarterback to get you something.
But it's not a guarantee because there are defenses out there who can stop you. There are defenses.
And that's why we call them elite, because it doesn't matter the defense, they can overcome.
An elite defense going up against an elite quarterback. Do you not think that the elite defense is going to win at points?
At points. That's not supposed to be that
So
point.
winning at points is 3?
That's not supposed to be that
I think
point.
Because
think about it. He said if it's a special team, there's a punt return. Bro, and he said the Jets cannot drive down the field. So if Josh would have got a field goal and the Jets got the ball back, they wouldn't have been able to drive the ball down the field to win the game.
So you're saying the offense in that situation didn't need to put the defense or the special teams in the situation to lose?
Yes.
That's crazy.
We all
got jobs.
No. Like, so
the Jets defense
I understand
wins a lot of the matchups they're in. I can see it either way.
I understand that, yes, you can blame it on special teams because at the end of the day, special teams gave up a touchdown. But if Josh was able to score a field goal, they wouldn't have been in that situation to begin with.
Okay. So guess what? Josh just scored a field goal in this game.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he went down and scored a field goal.
Yeah.
They lost. Who's gone down? What now? He did what you said he should have done against the Jets, right?
Yeah.
He went down and got the field goal. They lost.
You're good.
So now what? You're still blaming Josh, right?
Because now he's going up against a team that's been scoring all second half. So it doesn't
matter then.
No, but I told
no matter what Josh
I told you, like, for me, I don't really blame Josh for this game. But in terms of his totality as being a guy that can lead a team at the end of a game to win, he has not been that guy. That's what I'm saying. And that is a true statement for me that I feel like you can build that narrative.
Last year when they beat the Chiefs?
No, I was a lot bigger.
Do you remember them beating the Chiefs last year?
Yeah, they did.
How'd they beat them?
I don't think Josh, was that a game-winning drive? Josh went on?
Oh, no, Josh went down, he scored, and then you know what happened? The defense got a stop.
They sure did.
They picked him off. Game over. But put pressure on him. He threw the pick to Terry.
Okay. But
Von Miller got there to interrupt him. He threw sidearm pick.
So
game.
But that's what I'm saying. So hold on. That's what I'm saying though. Is it seems like that's cool. Like Josh can do that, but it seems like when Josh has the ball last, it never works out.
I don't know.
Josh didn't have the ball last against the Eagles.
He had had the ball. He had the ball last to end the game, and he didn't end it.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Did they not miss a throw with Gabe Davis to end the game? If they would have scored that touchdown,
That's
the game would have been over.
That's not
the game would have been over.
That was in overtime.
What I'm saying is, when he has a chance to end the game, when have you seen Josh end the game? You don't see it. We've seen Mahomes do it. We've seen Hurts do it. We've seen Burrow do it.
Hold on. In that Chiefs game, in the AFC divisional round, he did it, and then the defense let him down. So what are we talking about? He showed you.
We're talking about. I'm talking about in the totality of his career. He has that one. Sure.
No, you sound like a hater, Queese.
No, I'm not.
How did that Minnesota game turn out? Didn't Minnesota have the ball last in the fourth quarter?
It was like 4th and something. No, Justin Jefferson had the crazy catch.
They lost in OT.
They scored. Minnesota scored. And then
Justin Jefferson's one-hand catch drive down. Let him drive down the field. Let him drive down the field after he did it. Again,
that's the defense.
All you guys see is the narrative. Josh Allen. That's it. Josh Allen.
But
it's Josh Allen.
Like he's not wrong.
Your frame is
what I'm saying is we have not seen Josh Allen win a game at the end. That's it.
But how often is that his fault? That's where it comes down.
That's saying that. I didn't say that it was his fault.
You want him to hold the ball a little longer, have a longer drive?
No. I'm not saying that it's his fault. What I'm saying is in totality, if you look at that, he's 0-6 in overtime games, and we've seen more times than not where it's like, okay, Josh didn't get it done, but the other quarterback did. At some point, people just look at that. Josh just can't get it done, and it's not a bad.
Let's frame it a little different.
My thing is, what is that to say or ask for a quarterback that we think is the second best quarterback in the league? Like, we already think so highly of him.
I think he's third, but either way.
All right, one step down.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm just saying.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, even for the third best quarterback in the league, what is that to say? That we never seen him have a game-winning drive. Like, who cares? Honestly, we already think of him high enough.
People care when it comes down to crunch time, and they
why did we put him? So why did we put him up there?
Let's look at it like
this.
He's been ranked so high because we've seen him be a great, phenomenal quarterback, and they have been a great, phenomenal team. But at the end of the day, it always seems like the Bills never have enough.
Kirk Cousins in prime time.
You have that same question for Lamar?
When we look at when we look at Kirk Cousins in prime time,
at the end of the day, we haven't seen it. Do I think he could do it? Just like I think Josh could do it, but we just haven't seen it.
When we look at
I will say I think we've seen it more from Josh than we have from Lamar.
All right, last statement. And then I want to move on because we got a lot of other teams.
I understand.
Go ahead.
I understand. Kirk Cousins in primetime games, you can look at a game in full.
I said a lot of other teams that matter.
And look at how he pulls up when the lights is on him. And the performance, the wins and losses, it can be directly impacted on him. With something like overtime, you're looking at one quarter that can often be decided by a coin flip, and you putting it all on, or you're using the stat of 0-6 on Josh Allen when he doesn't have a fair shot at every overtime opportunity to go and handle his business.
But what you're
when he's had to go and score, get a field goal, get whatever, he went and did that, and the defense didn't do what they needed to do. And even in the games that were brought up, the Vikings game, the defense didn't do what they needed to do. Great job.
Let me
you be defending those Bills.
Let me ask you this: with Pat Mahomes, would he gotten a touchdown or a field goal? He gets a touchdown
against who?
Anybody.
Well, he didn't do it against the Eagles.
He
didn't do it against us.
They didn't go into overtime. That's what I'm saying.
But okay, so in the fourth quarter, game-winning drive, he didn't do that against us.
Yeah, he didn't.
So,
but he's done he's done it to other teams, and he's done it against y'all in overtime in the playoffs.
Yes, but
but that's what I'm saying. Josh, when you look at it, that 0-6 is like he couldn't have won any of those. None of those. He wasn't in the position to win any of those. Is what you're saying?
So you're gonna put a couple of the 6 on him, or what do you?
You have to.
So you're saying the 0-6 to say what?
I'm only saying that if you're 0-6 in overtime, at some point, it has to be like, okay, maybe the narrative that he can't do it is right.
Real quick. Do the Bills get in the playoffs?
No.
He's saying no. He's saying no. You saying no?
Whoa. I didn't say no.
What are you saying?
I didn't say no. I said that their championship window is closing. That's different than them not making.
So are they making the playoffs this year? Yes or no?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
You got them winning out?
It's really that Chiefs game.
There's a question mark behind that. Yeah.
I really do think y'all can get the other games, but even the only games that really concern me for real are the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Cowboys.
I'm not worried about the Cowboys.
Let me say this. So he had a time against Tom Brady.
Dak had a clean pocket all game and was missing throws. I'm not worried about
it.
They
In overtime. Yep. And Josh Allen punted, and Tom Brady went, scored a touchdown.
Fix your face.
Game over. That was one of the overtime games, right? Mm-hmm. The other one with the Jets, you get the ball, you punt, lose the game. If they punt the ball, bro, they're losing. If they don't score anything but a touchdown,
isn't that
losing,
crazy?
It's on.
Is that not crazy?
And not on the people who can direct.
Is that not crazy? You're telling me that, hey, bro, you can't play. You can't. The defense can't go out during OT, because if your defense go out during OT, you're not winning. That's what you're telling. Other teams,
so defense just score.
No. Other teams' defenses can go out and they can win games, but the Bills' defense can't go out and win a game. And we look at Josh.
But that's the thing. Hold on. What
I said we were supposed to move on.
What defense has won the game? They made a stop.
We have seen overtime games where nobody has scored on their first possession. We've seen overtime games like that.
It. Yeah,
but that will never be a game with the Bills because the Bills defense will give up a touchdown.
So
Bills special team or defense will give up a touchdown.
So they score a touchdown when you have the ball first. That's what elite quarterbacks do. Like I feel like when you put someone on an elite quarterback status, you expect them to do these things at least once.
The Lakers are down 58-35 versus 76ers.
Moving
second quarter
forward,
what they doing?
We could talk about I'm all over the place now.
Well, at this point,
Ravens. They come away with their win. Chiefs come away with their win. I'm hearing some people saying the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. I'm still here with the Ravens as the best team in the AFC. I don't understand why people can't just let go of the Chiefs and understand that it's somebody else's time right now. Maybe next year.
No, I get the sentiment because at the end of the day, bro, you got to beat the best to be the best, and they haven't beat them in the playoffs. So I get it to why the Chiefs are still technically number one in the AFC in terms of who we think is the best. I would put the Ravens, but I understand why it's the Chiefs because it's the same way that people treated the Patriots, where it's like it's the Patriots until someone actually beats the Patriots. Right. So I get that respect. I think it's just more of a we respect what you've done over time rather than, this is just the hot team right now.
I think it's also a spectrum, though, because when we looked at when the Titans were the number one seed a few years ago, there were a lot of people who weren't necessarily respecting the Titans as that number one seed.
Yeah.
I thought it was possible, but I also was trying to find hope in a quarterback who wasn't it. When we look at this Ravens team, it doesn't feel like that Titans team on one aspect. They have been more complete of a team. I don't want to say that they've had less holes because their offense at times has been stagnant in moments where Lamar has had the opportunity to come through and win the game for his team. Mm-hmm. He's folded. They've had, I don't remember, did they have the lead going into the fourth quarter on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they never trailed.
Yes, they never. So
they ever trailed.
In every game this year, they've been leading going into the fourth quarter.
Actually, I lied. They trailed 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah. Oh, it was because the Chargers scored 3, and then the Ravens ended up scoring and never trailed.
It was that low for that long?
No, it wasn't long. It was literally their first drive. The Chargers' first drive, they scored 3.
But I'm saying going into the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was like 13 to 10.
Okay, that's what okay.
Yeah, it was like 13 to 10.
Okay. Yeah. They've had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and Lamar in moments hasn't come through. In terms of the Chiefs, it's been more on the wide receiver. I feel like in moments like this, we want to be able to put the onus on the quarterback, which is why we always fall back on 15 and what Mahomes do, because he has put his team in position to succeed, while Lamar has had moments where we've seen it's not like the optics. I don't feel like any of us are concerned about Lamar. I think Lamar can go and get it done. But the opposite of the situation, when you go and turn the ball over in the fourth quarter or have the lead going into the fourth quarter and blow it, I don't like how that looks. So I can understand why people say the Chiefs are still the best team. But right now, I feel like the Ravens have.
My thing with the Ravens, when they always talk about it, they have the lead in the fourth quarter and they blow it. And I'm like,
I'm not scared from the Chiefs, though.
If I'm thinking about this logically, and I'm like, all right, well, they're not going to go undefeated. They're going to lose games.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're always up, eventually someone's going to come back on them because they're not going to win all these games. That's just or would you rather it be a situation, or are you going to have it as a situation where you'd rather them to be down the whole game, and they can't come back? Like, I'm like, how would you want them to lose? Because they're not going to go undefeated. So my question is, what makes you feel more comfortable in the way that they lose? Like, is it because I'm like, you're up in all these games, so you have no choice but to blow the lead in order to lose a game?
Nah.
You could struggle the whole time?
Nah. Or struggle the whole time. Like, which way do you want to lose is what I'm asking. Because you're literally nitpicking because you're nitpicking how they're losing. Like, you'd rather them lose in this way instead of losing in this way. If you lost in this way, it would be better than you losing this way.
Well,
that's all I
for a team fighting for a top 5 pick, I like looking good when we lose, but keep losing because there's no point of winning.
No. So I think that logic is pretty flawed because you're saying that they're not going to go undefeated. That doesn't mean they couldn't have still won those games and been 12-0.
No, they could have won those.
So what I'm saying is, it's a reason why you look at that because it's 3 times where they lost the lead against teams that were not better than them. So if it happened once, fine. It happened 3 times.
Okay, so would you rather them just be losing from the beginning of the game?
They should have lost it all.
No.
No.
Should they have just lost from the beginning, like how the Chiefs do sometimes, where they ain't got no chance in this game. They just get blown out by a bad team. Would that make you feel more comfortable?
They don't get really blown out.
Yes, they have.
Like that.
The Colts blew them out last year. They happened one time. But they always have. Right. Yeah. So I'm saying, would that make you feel more comfortable if they get blown out instead?
If it only happened once and they had 1 loss, now is there 1 loss? Yeah, I feel more comfortable. But the thing is, it's like for the Ravens, you don't feel comfortable because you know that it's like, okay, if they have a lead and it's close enough, they could blow it.
Anybody who has a lead and close enough can blow it.
They have the most blown. They have the most blown leads for a team that's a top team in the NFL.
Yes, because they're always leading. Like what? They're always leading. What do you want me to tell you?
So, but why are they blowing it?
It's so.
It just happens, man.
The Colts will look bad.
That's going to be the reason if they lose in the playoffs, and you're going to be like, it just happens.
Wow.
No, because this is the regular season. I'm not expecting this in the playoffs.
How? If they do it in the regular
season, it from the
how could you not expect something in the playoffs?
Because first of all, you're saying it 3 times, right?
It's happened 3 times.
3 times. What's their record?
9-3.
So that means those 9 times it didn't happen. So when you gonna hold them to the 3, I'm gonna hold them to what they did. The other 9, they shut it down, did they? They closed it out. They had the lead. And they close it out.
Okay. So if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to believe that the Eagles, who won 10 times and lost once, I just have to believe. Well, yeah, they're just gonna sweep through the playoffs because they've only lost 1 time. So what's the chance they're gonna lose again?
No, I'm not talking about the chance. I'm saying there were 9 times. Using your argument, you said 3 times you blown a lead, and I'm saying 9 times they didn't.
And I'm saying with the Eagles, they won 10 times. They've lost 1.
You saying the Eagles don't blow leads?
No. So what I'm saying, though, is the Eagles should just go ahead and be the best team and win the Super Bowl because they've only lost 1 time.
So
nobody. But here's the thing: are you worried about the Eagles losing in the playoffs?
No.
Okay. I'm not worried about the Ravens in the playoffs either. Same logic.
Nah, I
don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. See, you're moving the goalposts. close. Using your logic, I'm not worried about the Eagles. I'm not worried about.
Okay, but then they can't be the best team in the NFL.
The thing with me,
No,
I
told
you got
with the top teams. I think all of the top teams. I think I can look at every last one of them right now and say that they all look beatable, depending on the particular match.
Every team,
right? So what are we arguing about? Honestly, because there's no team that's going to crazy. There's no team that's walking into this thing right now and saying we're the dominant team, we're the best team, we're the clear-cut best team in the league. We're going to sweep through the playoffs. But I can see the Eagles. I can see the Eagles beat.
Not the issue.
What is the issue?
The issue is if they've lost 3 fourth quarter leads. That is a concern of mine in the playoffs.
Well,
I'm not going to say they're going to lose because I had them in the Super Bowl. But it is a concern of mine.
Life is all about perspective because someone else can look at the Eagles and say, you know what? They've gotten a number of those wins where they were outplayed. They just made the right plays. They just made the right plays.
They were outplayed last night.
They just made the right plays in the right quarter to win. So somebody can look at that and say, in the playoffs, somebody's going to get them.
The Commanders.
You
can make an argument that the Commanders
we said the same thing about the Vikings last year. We kept watching the Vikings win these one-score games, and we all kept saying what? It ain't gonna last.
But that's because they had Kirk Cousins. But we've seen the Eagles go from they were winning games by multiple scores, and they went to the Super Bowl, and then in the one close game that they had, they were like, oh well. When it came to the Chiefs game last week, they didn't win it. The Chiefs lost that game. The Chiefs drops lost that game. The Eagles didn't.
And you can literally frame it the same.
Are you concerned about those drops as you are about the Ravens blowing leads?
With who?
The Chiefs.
Of course.
So it's just the Eagles you don't have concerns about.
The Eagles, I have concerns.
But you're more confident in them.
But I'm more confident in theirs because the one thing that they've showed this season is even when they struggle in the second half, they always find a way to get back. Because even if the Chiefs were to score that touchdown, the Eagles had time to be able to get a field goal to at least tie the game and send it into overtime. So I know that with what I've seen from Jalen Hurts against the Commanders, against the Chiefs, against the Bills, he finds a way to get them to win the game. And the only time he didn't was against the Jets. And I'm okay with that because it's like that game was his worst game of the season. Cool. But every other game he showed that when they're down, he'll bring them back and they win the game. And to me, that's what we saw in Joe Burrow when they made that Super Bowl run, is he did those things. We've seen that from Tom Brady, where it's like they can be down by double scores and you still feel like, dang, they can still come back and win it. Or, damn, how did they come back and win it? Like, those are the type of things you want to see in a quarterback.
Here's the thing. The Ravens don't get in those situations because they don't go down to begin with.
Yeah, they don't. But they also...
I don't know what you want.
Okay, but they're just... Okay, but here's the thing, though. They don't get down in those situations, but I know that if the Eagles played the Ravens, if the Eagles are down, they can come back and beat the Ravens.
No.
How so?
That Ravens defense not going to play. That Ravens defense don't play like that, man.
They don't
play with them like that.
Did the Browns not do this a few weeks ago?
It was a pick six.
No.
Talking against the Ravens?
Yes.
It was a pick six.
They came back.
It was up 14 in the fourth quarter.
Did Deshaun Watson not go 14 of 14 down the field?
You just go.
Hold on. We're gonna walk over that.
You gonna just ignore that pick six? You
was it just a pick six that can't let them come back?
If they don't get that pick six, do they win that game?
They still could have. Yes.
No. You know damn well they're not winning that game.
Hey, how so?
You wouldn't. Would you put your money on the Browns comeback?
If they don't have that pick six.
If you were to describe your perfect situation for how the Browns would have come back in that game, you would have said, I need a defensive touchdown. I need a stop and a turnover. Not only a stop, turnover.
If it's an incomplete pass, the Browns are still rolling.
No.
At the end of the day, the defense wasn't holding up. Did it hold up or not?
It only allowed 17 points up to that point.
Up until that point. What happened? What was the total point? 26? I think it was. They 24. Gave up 26?
It was 24.
So what are we talking about?
How much did they give up?
Yeah, 26 based on it's 33, 31.
So 26 points. So we're saying that the defense is like that, huh?
Yep. Yes.
26 points.
Hold on. The Jets just gave up 32 to the Bills. Are they not like that? Are they not like that? Then?
They are like that.
All right,
but
then.
what I'm
Look,
saying is they can get God. When you have an elite quarterback, an elite defense can get God.
Every team in this league can get God.
Of course. Of course.
We can move on.
You making me root against the Eagles. That's what's about to happen. I'm about to start rooting against them.
You can root against them. You can root against them and they're going to still win.
Nah, the 49ers are
going down.
Okay.
Here we go.
They
49ers, right? 49ers? Niners?
49ers get them and they'll still be number 1 seed. That's crazy.
I'm talking about the playoffs. You ain't talking about regular season? I'm not talking about regular season. I'm talking about the playoffs.
They play this week, right?
Yeah, they play next week.
We're going to get them in the playoffs.
They ain't getting them in the playoffs.
They should. If we're supposed to get our money's worth, if we see the top 2 teams, that's who we should see.
You know what? This week coming up,
Let me look at your lips.
if the Eagles are down, they're not coming back.
That is not.
Okay. All right.
Who you
Robinson,
want
what do you
to
think?
All right.
First place Falcons.
You already know what time it is.
That's
His news.
Man, that's crazy.
I said that if the Eagles are down, they're not coming back.
Did the Browns not come back?
They're not coming back against the 49ers.
Did the Browns not come back?
They're not coming back against the 49ers.
Did the Vikings not come
They're
back?
not coming back
That's
against
crazy.
the 49ers.
That's crazy, right?
It is. It's crazy how much you have faith in offense, like defense don't exist.
Because when it comes to elite
I don't
quarterbacks,
care. They get stopped.
They
I just told you the Bills did it to Mahomes.
That's because Josh ain't with it. That's because Mahomes ain't with it this year.
Especially this one.
No. Last year, the Bills stopped Mahomes. Elite quarterbacks can be stopped. Defenses can stop you, and it's okay to say that.
They can.
You make it seem like it's just rude to say that the 49ers can stop this man.
I'm saying they won't. I'm saying they won't.
He just expects every defense to take the field thinking, damn, we're going to give up a score here. No matter.
They do against the Eagles.
But what's nice is we're going to be able to see Eagles 49ers this week. We're going to be able to see Ravens 49ers on Christmas. So we'll be able to get a couple answers based on those games.
It don't matter because y'all just said that if the Ravens had the lead and the 49ers win, are we concerned?
I'm just saying you're going to be able to see it.
Are we concerned?
You can see it.
Are we concerned?
You can see it.
I'm just saying. Like
both teams are great teams.
Both they are great. I have the Ravens Eagles in the Super Bowl.
We absolutely
and we're saying these are the
should have
top
beat the Eagles
teams.
twice. Just want to throw it out there.
I ain't coming to see nothing.
But we know.
He gonna see the Golden Gate Bridge. All
right, last topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Or I guess second to last topic of conversation.
Oh, we got against the game.
Yeah, we do got against the game. So I just keep on hearing it's getting louder and louder, and I just think it's funny because I'm not buying into it. I'm never gonna buy into it. Broncos. I'm
glad you said that.
I'm not.
You did.
You guys in the playoffs.
I buried them a long time ago. I'm not gonna unbury you. It's illegal. Once you're dead and gone, you can't dig up graves.
Exactly.
Hey,
what if they still breathe?
They in a higher position.
Didn't you just say you was exploring? Now. You ain't saying you divorced.
You love just
you ain't
you got bro. You
personal, bro. Like just saying.
Let me be, bro.
Just saying.
Let me be.
If it comes to a tie, they gonna get the tie.
Well, yes. So the Bills just have to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah,
I have to give credit where credit is due. I was hard on the Broncos coming into the season. I looked at them as a franchise that's heading towards a very sad death. But right now, as of today, they're 6-5. They're in the playoff picture, and 2 things are occurring that I thought I would never see. Russell Wilson is playing efficiently, and the defense is creating turnovers, and that is their bread and butter. That's how they're winning games. I think they're already mentally starting to understand that. They're going to just win games sloppy. It don't matter. You can look at the bot. You can look at a box score where Russell was throwing for 134 yards, but they still won by 3 scores. Like it's one of those things because they're winning in a way where they just don't care about the style of it.
So they in the same tier as the Jets, the Steelers, and the Browns.
Yes.
They don't
care how they win. They just want to win.
They need to give Russ a short field.
Yes.
That's what
That's
what
when baby win.
That's what it is. 16 turnovers forced in 5 games in this 5-game win streak for the Broncos. That's pretty damn impressive.
I really don't want to sound like a hater. I really don't.
I'm not a hater.
But like,
I'm just a disbeliever.
It looks so ugly. Like when you look at their drives, there's so many punt. It's not it's like 4 plays, 20 yards, touchdown Broncos. Like it's not anything where you put like again, you're right, a win is a win. It's gonna get it done.
Hey, look, like, would you rather have a win or a loss?
I'd rather have a dub.
I'd rather be confident that we can go and compete against any team. The Broncos need things to happen like other teams.
But they can't.
What I'm saying,
but that's not the formula you would want to go.
But maybe it is.
Well, y'all were just talking about
that's
how
not the best formula to have.
Y'all were just talking about how you have an elite defense. You can do things.
You've heard me say this. So
there was 28 points already on the board. He's saying if there's 25 points on the board, then your defense should be able to stop them one time. That's what he's saying.
You've heard me.
They got an elite defense right now.
No, if there's 25, 28 points on the Broncos, they'll be putting up. Sorry, go ahead. Are they winning that game? It's a toss-up. You're not confident.
You guys have heard me say that in so many situations, some of the best teams in the league are teams that learn how to win in various ways. And that's something that Denver's learning how to do right now.
They're doing it the same one way.
No. There were certain games where they're leaning on the run game against you guys. Their run game was.
I thought it was turnovers.
The correlation is literally turnover, red zone, touchdown. That's what they've had in all of these games.
That's why I thought they were the same way.
Short field
turnovers. Defense is causing havoc.
Javonte hadn't had no 100-yard games.
They had nothing.
They're feeding him.
They had I don't think they had anything going offensively against Kansas City. That defense strictly won that game in particular. We saw them win a game earlier this year. It's not in that 5-game win streak, but how they got their first win against Chicago. That was in a shootout fashion. That was a game where the offense was putting up yards and points. So they're figuring out how to win in different ways. And I feel like, to me, if that's not some of the better teams, the fact that they're learning how to do that now, that's some of the more dangerous teams, especially when it comes to December. And they're saying we can win with Russ, we can win with a run game, we can win with defense, we can win with special teams, and it's time for the postseason.
And if you have to go 2 Mile High,
yeah,
hey,
right.
Hey, what?
It could be a problem.
Ain't nobody scared of the Broncos. Nobody is scared of them.
Nobody.
All right, look.
But see, this
all right, the game against the Bills. Are you putting that more on the Bills losing or the Broncos winning?
The Broncos won.
You put that on Josh Allen? You don't think if Josh Allen does what he needs to do, it's regular, just as plain Josh Allen?
No,
because the Broncos forced him to be there.
No.
Look at some
Josh Allen underperformed
because the Broncos defense forced him to underperform.
Not only that, but you just forgot about what was the biggest play of the game
in the Broncos game?
Yeah,
versus the Bills.
Yeah, what was the biggest play of the game?
I don't know. What's the biggest play?
Cortland Sutton's 4th down catch.
That was against the Vikings.
No.
Talking about the back corner one.
No, Cortland Sutton, 4th down catch, where he went for it in the red zone. It was only a 3-0 game, I think, or something like that.
3-0.
That was the biggest play of the game. Because at first they were going to go for the field goal. They called a timeout. He said, I'm going to go for it. And on a play where he had to improvise, and he just threw it up to the back of the end zone, Sutton makes the catch. Boom.
What are you talking about?
Broncos Bills.
That didn't happen in that game.
It did happen in that game because we watched it.
It was like a toe tap crazy.
Yeah,
when that was out of bounds. Yeah, it was falling.
Yep.
Sorry, some of us actually watched the game.
Bro, he was there.
I know he was there. I know he was there.
Hold on. Wait, you talking about at the end of the game to win the game?
No,
not to win it, but that was a big play. That was a big play in the game.
But that was the biggest play?
I got you.
Yes, that was the biggest play.
I'm thinking
because you make that stop.
Right,
that's my
make that stop. You guys essentially win the game. That's a 4th down play. That wasn't even. We kept saying that.
To be honest, that was the play that it gave the Broncos belief that they could even win.
Exactly. And we kept saying that was a play that wasn't even drawn up. That was a play that was defended well. And Cortland Sutton said, "F it, throw it over here." That was the biggest play of the game.
I disagree. I think the turnovers were the biggest plays. Pick one because one of them led to that.
The turnover.
That touchdown.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The turnover.
So the fumble on the first play of the game was a bigger play than Cortland Sutton's toe drag 4th down touchdown catch.
The two times they scored were off of Josh Allen, Bill's turnovers. So I'm gonna say that those turnovers were direct impact. So I'm saying that's
Josh Allen did throw a pick at the end of the half that led to 3
But if the Broncos never capitalized on those, the turnovers wouldn't matter.
You want to know why? That came after
they caught that capitalize on the turnover for the.
No, I'm talking about the first half.
He doesn't throw the turnover. They put up points on the board.
The interception that he
matter.
Who do that?
Do y'all put up points?
To Fabian Moreau.
Maybe.
Depends. You think lowly of the Bills, so I don't even know anymore.
I don't think lowly.
You do. The point that you just sat here and said that Bills Broncos
and then
will
you
play
get a big play like that. Like Marcus was saying, that play let them have.
I'm saying the interception at the end of the half led to 3 points. That if they literally took a knee, that's 2 points away.
If you get a stop,
I didn't say in the playoff, but in Mile High.
But if they don't get that field goal, it don't matter.
No.
Okay.
That's why 2.8. He threw an interception for no reason.
Who do you think?
One play interception.
Who do you said the interception before halftime that led to a field goal was a bigger play?
That's not what I said. I said it made the difference in the game. That's what I said.
What? Bro,
it's literally 3 points.
All right.
The Broncos won by 2 points.
We're arguing about the past. It's whatever. I'm just saying
the math
that I don't see how or why Mile High is a place where you think that people are going to be afraid to play.
Because it's a tough environment.
Is there anyone
in a tough environment against a defense that's playing?
Is there anyone in the AFC right now, anyone in the AFC playoff picture that you think Denver can beat?
Oh, you're me. I thought you were talking to him. I'm sorry.
You.
I was looking. I'm always looking at you guys.
Maybe
that's
the
what I do,
Jaguars. But
that the Broncos can beat,
and maybe the lower teams in the AFC North.
The Broncos. I think they beat the Broncos, the Steelers. They already beat Cleveland. I mean, my bad. The Jacksonville Steelers. They already beat the Browns and the Colts. It's 4 teams.
I think they can beat those 4.
If they get into the playoffs, they would have to play either the 2 or the 3.
They would have to play.
They're not winning the
Jags. They have to play the Jags,
which they can beat.
So the Colts and the Browns and them.
Jags, Chiefs, Ravens.
I have them as the underdog all those games, but their best chance is against the Jags.
They just beat the Browns.
And they beat the Chiefs.
How would they not? Why would they not?
First round. They're going to be the lower seed going to either Jacksonville.
So we're saying that the
Ravens are winning the division. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. You putting your money on the Browns? I'll take that bet.
Nah, I'm definitely taking the Ravens.
I mean, it's not.
You so putting your money on the Ravens?
But I mean, they're down by 1.5 games. For the Browns, and it's not like
it's a lot for them to go and get that right.
But even in the situation where the Browns are that team. If the Browns win and get to the divisional round, they can host a playoff game against possibly Denver, and Denver were to get an upset in the first round.
Yeah, if they were.
Yeah.
So you're saying, okay, I got you. Next round.
It just depends on the matchup, but at the end of the day,
I don't think that they win.
I think that it is hard right now to play the Broncos. I feel like any team that's on a win streak like this, it is hard to just say we're just going to come in and just win this game. Like,
all I'm saying
it's
a tough way to win football games when it works for them. It's not the ideal way to go and get a dub. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need your defense to put your offense in position to succeed. You can't trust your offense to go from the 25 all the way down the field. That's not how your offense has been built. It's been spotty. That's all.
Consistently.
But what we're saying is it's been working. And as long as the defense stays elite and stops the other offense, you're going to be in good field.
I'm saying that's not ideal. You'd rather have your offense like the Eagles be able to allow 30-plus points and go and get dubs at the end of the day.
That is right. I pointed it out earlier today.
They've done it in games. Like, that's what I was saying. They haven't done it consistently, but this past game, they did it 3 times.
They did it. They had 3 scoring drives of 70 yards or more against the number 1 defense in the league. And 2 of them were touchdowns.
That was good, though.
I don't think it's something they do.
It's the first time they've done it all year.
Okay, but do you think they can hold an offense to under 20?
That's a good point, though.
Depends on the offense. No, I'm being serious. That's my honest answer. Depends on the offense. Okay. Yes, they can. depending on who's across from them. Yeah.
So you don't think they can hold the Ravens?
No.
The Ravens just got held to 20 points by the Chargers.
Okay. No.
The Chargers defense sucks.
Didn't the Colts hold them?
No.
20 something or 20?
No, it was.
The Colts held them to 19. But
Was it 22-19?
I think it was 22-19.
It might be that.
So they can't be God.
I'm saying no.
Especially without
and I'm saying by the time we get to the playoffs, I'm also saying that they'll be more adjusted to not having Andrews. This is game 1 without Andrews. I'm going to say that they're going to be better by that time without him.
Chiefs.
If that makes sense.
I want to trust the Broncos offense more.
They can hold the Chiefs.
Jags.
Yes.
Yes.
It depends on if you think that the Jags are going to be that seed.
It doesn't matter.
He's talking about just going up against the offense.
I'm asking, can they hold that offense?
Can they hold that offense to under 20?
To under 20.
Sure.
Yes.
Dolphins.
No.
Okay.
We saw that already.
Okay,
I don't want to see that again.
Yes.
Browns.
Yes.
They just did that. Colts.
Yes.
Texans.
No.
That's
why I said I thought you were going over the people who are going to win the division.
I'm just going over everyone that's in the playoff.
Don't they play in a couple weeks? Broncos, Texans?
They play this week.
They play this week.
We'll
get that answer this weekend.
Yep.
Now if they hold CJ in that offense to under 20, sentiment changes at all?
About the Texans.
Not only that, but if they force CJ to have his
that's why I'm saying it, because I'm like, bro, he's been throwing turnovers a lot. That's why when you just said that, I was like, that changed my opinion about the Texans, because it is pouring right now for this man on turnovers.
Okay.
Pouring.
When we're putting the Broncos into their proper
No. It's pouring.
If we're saying that they need to win games like the Jets, Browns, and Steelers, and we're okay with that, sure.
But the difference
when we're talking about a team and how they're built and how we want our team to be built, look at how the 49ers look. We're confident that they can move the ball down the field.
It's a reason why not many teams look like the 49ers.
Yeah.
It's a reason why not many teams look like the Eagles. Because you don't have that. You don't have those type of skill position players and quarterbacks with the defense like those teams have. That's why they're at the top of the NFL. But if you look at the totality of the NFL, teams aren't built like that.
So you're saying the Broncos are in the same tier as all the teams that don't have that elite offense?
Yes. At this point, right now, the way they're playing,
they're in there.
Yes.
They're in there.
Yes.
They're up there.
Have they played the Chargers this year?
They're up there.
They got to play them twice.
Have you? If you would have picked
I'll pick the Broncos over the Chargers.
Broncos
over the Chargers.
Broncos.
Right now.
And I think the story from that game.
That should hurt you, Justin Herbert.
I think the story from that
man
game.
is 4-7.
Get it together.
I'm not worried about the Chargers.
I think when they play,
they still got to play twice.
If they, I think the story of that game would be. That should start a quarterback next year, boy.
I hope so, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Y'all.
That should start a quarterback.
Y'all.
It's just mine.
Mind your business, man. I think the story, if the Broncos and the Chargers were playing, I think the story from that game would be, man, Justin Herbert looked inefficient.
Look that way against the Ravens. Look that way in multiple games
with 4 turnovers,
like
from him alone.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
I think that would be the story.
All right, let's make these picks, man, for this Monday Night Football, because we
lay into it. But I
got the Bears.
Vikings.
I think I don't even know who I chose no more.
I picked the Bears on pick'ems.
I chose the Vikings, but I think the Bears give them a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think the Vikings win.
I think they got to simmer down.
Vikings win by 3.
Vikings got to cool off at some point. I just think it's.
They lost last week, but
I need more of a cool down. Josh Dobbs is still a buzz. Cool all the way down.
He said, "I think this Josh Dobbs just stopped."
I didn't say I needed to cool down. I'm saying
it's team down bad. You just want to drag it.
I just said it's going to cool down. I was making a prediction.
Oh.
I don't want him to cool down. That would be great for Josh Dobbs.
All right. Well,
I do need him to get 20 or less fantasy points.
All right,
but he don't need to cool all the way down. You know what I'm saying?
This guy.
Can you let him close the show?
Thank you.
Oh, so it's on me for while we running long. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Thank y'all for watching.
Listen to this.
Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back again on Thursday for Thursday Night Countdown. Till then, please like, subscribe, share if you haven't already.
What's the Thursday night game this week?
Thursday night game this week.
all that good stuff.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Honestly, I'm not.
Seahawks Cowboys.
That's what it is.
I already beat you to it.
Good
There
work.
we go. Seahawks Cowboys. So you know it's gonna get a lot of press, a lot of media. Not gonna be from us because none of us care about the Cowboys. Not gonna lie.
We're not worried about
I'm
y'all.
just joking though. We talk about it. But all right. So thank y'all again. Till next time. I'm Cordell.
Marcus.
You, Rob.
Dose. Be blessed.
All right. Be breezy.
Be
Easy.
blessed. Y'all live
I
happy.
still see why you keep doing that.